Hello everyone, my name is Onur and I'm a cybersecurity semester 4 student at the Fonds Hogescholen. In this video I'll be covering my prowess using cross-site scripting as one of my learning goals. To actually set up this website I've used a tool called Damn Vulnerable Web Application. The nice thing with this website is you can manually adjust your security level however you need. So using this website as my learning grounds, I've set it up to emulate a very poorly protected website. Right, the first thing that I wanted to check was the XSS reflected. The thing that I wanted to submit was script alert. With script alert, it's a very simple but fast way to find out whether or not the website is susceptible for cross-site scripting or not. And this website definitely is, as we just saw. So the second thing that I wanted to find out was whether or not iframes are passed through, and they are. This is the first YouTube video of all time actually. I also wanted to know if my own CSS could be used in a different way of importing the URL, and it is. So the most interesting thing is the cookie of the browser. Why is this the most interesting thing for a bad actor? Because using this session ID you can pretty much just hijack someone's session. What I've made was a mouse over effect that would console log the document.cookie just so I could see whether or not it worked, and it does. I will come back to this at a bit later time. So the stored is also a very interesting thing for a bad actor to act upon, because with this you can pretty much take over anyone's session. You could grief entire pages. If you had access to some big server that was constantly accessed for this kind of stuff, you would get a lot of information at a very fast pace. So about this form, it actually has a limit of 50 characters, which is pretty annoying. I want to submit more than 50 characters because my script is longer than that. So the first thing you can do is increase the max length of this form. What I've also made is my own HTML bit based on the form, which basically inputs another form without the character limit. Like I could submit 1,000 things into here without it mattering. With this we also checked if the cross-site scripting would be applied to this portion of the website as well, which is also definitely possible, as we can see. What I made is a JavaScript function, or a file I mean, which basically sends me an email, as you can see below. This is the contents of that JavaScript file. It uses my Gmail as a relay to send my own personal mail and an email with the capture document ID. The document cookie. And this is very interesting for a bad actor, and I will show you why this is interesting. For some reason, either my relay, that's Google, or the SMTP/GS sends like a browser notification when the email is sent. It doesn't really matter, but I just thought I should explain. Right, and as we can see right here, a session ID came in. So the script actually worked, and I will show you right now what you can do with the session ID. Right, I'm not logged in right now, but I do want to have access, maybe the administrator's account or whatever, and it just so happens to be that we do have the session ID of the administrator who's logged in. So what you need to do is, if you're using Chrome at least, you open inspect element, you go to application, you open the cookie, and right here you can see what my cookie currently is. You want to replace this cookie with the cookie I received through my email. So the login page isn't really relevant for me anymore. I also took over the session of the administrator, which for a bad actor is one of the best things to achieve. So the question arises, how would you fix a thing like this? Well, first off, the most important thing to do if you allow your own users to submit something like some own creation or whatever, you want to parse whatever they said into message raw. Like you shouldn't try to convert it into something else. You should just post it raw without it being allowed to manipulate other elements of the website. Well, that was pretty much it for my cross-site scripting. I also tested out another security level, medium, with reflected, and I found out that it wasn't possible to it stripped the script portion of my cross-site. So whenever I use something with script in it, it would block it, and it would just replace it with nothing, as you can see right here. It is still possible, however, to insert your own iframes into the page. So if you look at this bit, it is still possible to insert your own JavaScript into the page, but you just use another method like iframe. You iframe the other JavaScript file into the page, and you still get what you want. And I assume this is also a possibility with the add import. So let's say you broke iframes, you should also still be able to retrieve your JavaScript script in another fashion, just to prevent this. But what you want to do ideally, you just want to put the whatever message your user is sending as raw as possible. Well, that was me for cross-site scripting. I hope you had fun watching, and until next time.